All right. 3, 2, 1. What is up, my sweet and spicy, sexy ass people? Today, we are back for more Shonen Gauntlet tier list. I actually really enjoyed doing this for Batman. And then I thought, well, who else could I do it with? And my first thought was actually Superman, but like if Superman can beat Goku and Goku can watch like the vast majority of this list, will that really be fun for y'all? I don't know. We still might do Superman. That'll be off in the future. But then I started thinking, well, we did DC for the past couple of weeks with Batman. Let's switch it up. Let's do some Marvel heroes because I do love Marvel as well. Don't love it as much as DC. Don't tell the MCU fanboys. I do love the MCU a ton, and I do think the MCU has been putting out consistently better movies than the DC extended universe or the Snyderverse, as I think fans have gone to calling it. But by far and away, on the whole, I think DC is just so much more fun than Marvel. I was raised on DC animation, right? Sorry, Marvel heads. But I still do love Marvel. I have a deep love for Marvel. And y'all, Spider-Man PS4, have y'all played that game? Because that game fucks. I guess calling it Spider-Man PS4 is a bit of a misnomer now, since it's available on PC and on PS5, right? But the more recent Spider-Man games, those games kick ass. They're really fun. Be on the lookout for a maybe potential playthrough of emergency content at some point in the future. Or if y'all really like this video and y'all really want to see a motherfucker play some Spider-Man, let me know down in the comments below and I can maybe get on that, right? Whoops. But for now, I decided, I like Marvel, love Spider-Man. Let's run Spider-Man through the same goddamn gauntlet that we're running Batman through, right? So the rules will be fairly similar for Spider-Man in that if these people exist in his world, he will know of them. The key difference being, right, Batman, the reason he was able to use Nen, he was able to use ninjutsu, he was able to do all those things that other people probably wouldn't be able to, is because Batman mastered like every single martial arts under the sun before he started doing Batman shit, right? And I would say Ki, Nen, all stand power not so much, but Ki and Nen I would say for sure fall in the category of like a type of martial art or a type of power a human would be able to possess, right? Spider-Man had zero interest in doing anything superhero related until he got bitten by the spider, right? So what we're gonna go ahead and say here is that he can maybe use some quote unquote Nen by virtue of the fact that like everyone is kind of able to in Hunter x Hunterverse, right? But we'll say the expression of his Nen is in fact his spider powers, right? Same with ninjutsu. The expression of his ninjutsu is spider power, right? And he will of course have his spider powers fighting against all these people. So it's going to be a very different take from what we did with Batman just by virtue of like Spider-Man not being one to train his own martial power. So it'll be Spider-Man raw. Spider-Man with his feats that we know about, Spider-Man with his abilities that he already has, versus everyone else on this tier list. I think it'll create a more interesting dynamic. But without further ado, let's fucking hop into it, baby. So first and foremost, we're gonna start with the same guy we started with last time, right? Asta. So last time I said, being able to use magic is a birthright, right? And that's the main reason Batman would lose to Asta. Because Batman doesn't have that birthright, doesn't have the access or the capabilities of dealing with magic on his own, as far as I know. At least the way it's portrayed in Black Clover, right? Spider-Man, though, wouldn't necessarily need magic to deal with Asta, right? Let me explain. So, Spider-Man has superhuman strength, right? Proportional strength of a spider. I think his max lifting weight is something like 1,670 pounds, like almost a ton, right? He's almost able to lift a ton just on his own. And that's, I think, without like adrenaline helping him. That's just like a rough estimate, right? Spider-Man also got his smarts, which Batman obviously had. But through his smarts, he developed a webbing that is very, very, very powerful, right? So what we're really going to be looking at here is, could Spider-Man punch Asta hard enough, web Asta enough, like hard enough, I guess, or webbing somebody hard sounds kind of wrong. Web him up to the point where he's unable to break free, or due to Spidey sense, would he be able to not get hit by Asta until Asta gets tired out and defeated, right? So, really quick, I just want to look up some Asta feats, because I looked up actually a bunch of Spider-Man feats before I started the video, so I could have like a base understanding of what he's capable of doing, right? Asta speed. He has light speed reaction, sure, but we're not worried about that. We're looking at like just base speed. Asta outran. He outran something that makes him over 180 times the speed of light in his base form? What? That can't be right. Holy fucking shit. Did y'all know Asta was 180 times faster than speed of light? Because I sure fucking didn't. Okay, so really what we're going to have to take a look at is how fast does Spider Sense react, excuse me. Because from what I am seeing, Asta is both faster and stronger than Spider-Man, which it shouldn't shock y'all, right? The Marvel heroes are meant to be more like people who have been granted powers, whereas Shonen heroes are broken. Just broken, right? Straight up, they are just incredibly broken. Help them avoid combat. Let them avoid attacks before they happen. Other uses outside of simple combat precognition, as it helps them make safe choices and can even function as a kind of radar sensor. He can claim that he's making a fortune in blackjack, knowing he's being watched, can sense a dangerous person, tingles when thieves are stealing, senses a man about to be attacked. Goes off on a kid who's several seconds away from pulling out a gun on the cops. Okay. So that is pretty impressive. So it looks like Spider Sense gives him a couple of seconds of precognition in the heat of combat, right? But is that fast enough to deal with somebody who can move 180 times faster than the speed of light? Let me know down below if that's accurate. I don't know if it is, but I believe it. I believe it. Asta's strong. So if that's the case, I think Asta does straight up just slam Spider-Man, right? He has to. He has to. There is. I cannot fathom a world where somebody who's faster than light can't beat Spider-Man. So Asta will go and slam Spider-Man. All right. Next up, let's talk a little bit about Naruto and Boruto. Naruto's a nuke. We're gonna go ahead and put him in Slam Spider-Man. A lot of these fights are gonna go this way, where somebody is just way too goddamn powerful to be able to be dealt with, such as Naruto. Boruto does not have that same problem. He has a couple of insane techniques. Don't get me wrong, but I think with a combination of Spider Sense, a combination of Spider-Man webbing him the fuck up, and honestly just his raw strength, I think this is a lot more 50-50 than people will give it credit for, right? Don't get me wrong, Boruto right now in the manga, spoiler for Boruto manga in 3, 2, 1, Boruto right now in the manga is trying to learn how to use the same jutsu that the 4th Hokage had, right? The yellow flash technique. If he manages to learn that, he will become like quintillion times faster, right? Like an absurd amount of speed. And then it kind of becomes the same thing as him versus Asta, where he's too quick for Spider-Man to be able to keep up and he'll just wash him, right? But he hasn't learned it yet. So this will really come down to whether or not Boruto's able to get a hit on Spider-Man, and if Spider-Man's able to like drain Boruto of his stamina, right? That's kind of how I picture in my head, how the fight's gonna end up going. So I'll throw him in 50-50, let's move on. Midoriya Deku. Deku Midoriya? I know Deku's not even a part of his name. What's Midoriya's first name? Or is Midoriya his first name and then he has a last name? But what's his last name? Let me know down in the comments if y'all know what Midoriya's full name is. But Midoriya is interesting because he has, I think, like 8 different powers, right? And one of those powers gives him the same mobility as Spider-Man, and that kind of like webbing, kind of not. And I think it's safe to say All Might stronger than Spider-Man, and therefore Midoriya proportionally is stronger than Spider-Man. The key difference, though, is I think that Spider-Man's Spidey Sense helps him way more here, because there's never a world where Deku's faster than light. Let me know down in the comments below if he actually is. I don't think he is. He never impressed me enough to be like, oh yeah, he's definitely faster than light. As far as I know, he's strong. He's fast. Don't get me wrong, he's fast. Is he as fast as Spider-Man though? I don't know. Is he 40 times faster than a normal human? Yo no sé. But I know that's how fast Spider-Man is. And I also think because of the Spider Sense, it becomes kind of an easy fight for Spider-Man. He gets taken in by S.H.I.E.L.D. Never a contest, never a world where I think Deku is able to beat up Spider-Man, right? Next up, we got our boy Edward Elric. Love alchemy, love Ed. Ed is disgustingly smart. I think Peter might be a skosh, just a skosh smarter though. Could be wrong. Agua Fresca's so good, you guys. I don't think he's smarter than Peter. And that's because Peter is like a genius level intellect, right? Not the smartest guy in the Marvel Universe by any means, but very, very, very vapidly smart. He's got spider sense. He's got his webbings, which I think the webbings actually wouldn't be as big a deal for Ed because Ed could alchemy them into something else. You just have to figure out what they're made of. But Ed is smart enough to figure out what they're made of pretty quickly, I think. But I don't think Ed's speed feats can match Spider-Man's, like by any stretch of the imagination. So tragically, as much as I love our boy, I do think our boy Ed gets taken away by S.H.I.E.L.D. Probably thrown into S.H.I.E.L.D. juvenile detention. I don't know if that's a thing. Let me know down below, I guess, if it is. Next up, the boy, Eren Yeager. So this one, again, very interesting. Because Eren can exist in all times at once, right? Still haven't read Attack on Titan, forgive me. But to my understanding, Eren's kind of able to exist in all timelines at once, including the ones where he wins against Spider-Man. However, Spider-Man's Spidey sense alerts him to when he's in danger, right? So Eren would have to find a world in which he's able to beat a Spider-Man who's able to instantaneously kind of predict everything that's being thrown at him, right? And I don't know that a world like that exists. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Spider Sense is straight up fucking broken, dude. If y'all have seen the Batman versus Spider-Man death battle, the whole 110% reason, the whole reason Spider-Man won is because he had Spider Sense, which is crazy, but it is how it goes, right? Man, I don't know. Eren's big, he's strong. I don't know his power set super well. We'll say Eren in his psychotic ass gets taken into S.H.I.E.L.D. Just because I like Spider-Man and I want him to get some dubs before he takes a string of L's. Alright, speaking of a string of L's, let's not play around, let's not front. Gold Experience Requiem touches Spider-Man. Spider-Man's trapped in a loop of watching Uncle Ben die forever, I guess. Gold Experience Requiem is broken. We talked about it a lot in the Batman tier list, but let me just go over it again really quick. It's a reality warping stand, right? That's one huge advantage he has. But even if he's not using the reality warping stand, I think the reason Giorno wins really just comes down to the fact that Spider-Man can't see his stand. To see stands, you need a stand of your own, straight up. But he does. Spidey sense would let him know when an attack is coming. Okay. If he has Gold Experience Requiem, Giorno washes, right? But if he has his other stand, just Gold Experience, not high key, but low key, I think he'll get taken by S.H.I.E.L.D. And the taken by S.H.I.E.L.D. just means he loses Spider-Man and Spider-Man throws him in jail, right? That having been said, he'd probably escape lickety-split because the cops sure as fuck can't see his stand, but yeah. So if he's not using Gold Experience Requiem, he's taken in by S.H.I.E.L.D. But obviously if he is, which he probably will be, kind of a wash. Next up, Goku. I don't know, you guys. Could Goku beat Spider-Man? I don't know. I'm really not sure. Jokes. Spider-Man gets washed by Goku, brother. Goku is faster than light. Goku is like a multiverse busting motherfucker. Goku can teleport. He can literally just teleport. Like there's never a world where Spider-Man can beat Goku. I think they'd be really good friends for what it's worth if they actually met. And I think if they actually ended up fighting, neither would kill the other, neither would get the other arrested. And they'd probably go out for food afterwards because they'd be bros and that'd be fun. But yeah, I think Goku washes. Goku probably washes a little under Giorno. That's because Giorno's stand is the most broken thing in the world. Next up, Gon. Okay, so because we already established that Spider-Man's Spidey powers in this scenario will act similar to a Nen user's abilities, we're gonna say Spider-Man has a basic understanding of like Hatsu, I think is what it's called. It's not Nen. Nen is the overall system. What's the aura called? I think it starts with a G, but he's basically able to see Nen the way other people in the world are able to see Nen, right? Otherwise, this would be a much more unfair fight. But even then, I don't know if Gon. I don't know if Gon wins. If Gon sacrifices his future the way he did against Pito, I think Gon washes because Gon becomes fast and strong and super super awesome. I think if he doesn't though, if he's just using his base Nen abilities, he might be a genius. But Spider-Man's been doing this for fucking ever, you guys. And it would really come down to how much strength would Gon have to exert to be able to break off Spidey's webs, and how much Nen would he have to use, right? Nen battles are often very much about like knowledge, right, and how much you can infer based on your opponent's skills. But if we're saying his Spidey powers are like Nen, really what that means is his Nen gives him incredible reaction time and incredible speed and strength buffs, right? And Gon's a very, very good enhancer. I don't know if he'd be able to beat somebody who's able to do the things Spider-Man's able to do. That's why we'll throw him here and Taken by S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's go ahead and organize this real quick. I think Aaron's at the top of Taken by S.H.I.E.L.D. Aaron's by far the strongest of these three, in my opinion. I think Gon is going to be above Midoriya. I also kind of think Ed's above Midoriya because I don't know if Midoriya is able to deal with the Spidey webs. I also just like them more than Midoriya. Sorry, MHA stands. Next up, it's our boy, my young son, my child, Ichigo Kurosaki. And I don't know if y'all know this. Ichigo is broken. Even without finals on Getsu, he's crazy. I think he scales above Asta. Mike could be wrong. Somebody check me on that in the comments. I do know he beat Naruto in their death battle, so I think he scales above Naruto pretty easily. I will put him right there in the middle. Most important factor about this is that Spider-Man can't see Ichigo because Ichigo's a Soul Reaper, and to be able to see Soul Reapers, you need to have either been dead or be a Soul Reaper yourself. Or I guess be a Quincy? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's not true, right? Oh, did I huge misspeak when I was talking about Batman fighting against these guys? I might have. Because if memory serves, Keigo's, I think his name, Ichigo's classmate, he's able to see fucking, Ikaku. I forget his full name, but the guy from Squad, not 13, whatever Kenpachi Squad is called, the bald dude, the really cool one. He's able to see him while he's fighting against an Arankar and a Soul Reaper. That having been said, I don't think Batman or Spider-Man scales strong enough to beat either of those people or any of the villains they've been fighting. Batman specifically has been fighting, but still. Could be curious, could be interesting. But yeah, no, I think he slams Spider-Man pretty easy. Inuyasha, don't know anything about him, but he gets bodied. Yuji Itadori. What is Cursed Energy gonna do to Spidey Sense? What's it gonna do against the webbing, bro? Like, it's just, it doesn't matter. I think Yuji just gets washed. Just gets clean fucking bodied, dude. No contest, basically. Alright, next up. Don't know this guy. He has a stand. I genuinely don't know if he gets Spidey soloed, but we'll say he does. Same with Johnny. I know Johnny gets a stand. I haven't seen it yet. I'm still only like 30-ish chapters into part 7. It's very good though, from what I've been reading. But we'll say he also gets soloed by Spider-Man because I think Spider-Man's about to take a string of L's. Joylene. So now this is interesting because it's really like strings versus webbing, right? That's kind of what it comes down to. I don't think the fact that like, oh well, actually, you know what? Because Spider-Man won't ever kill Joylene, but Joylene would kill Spider-Man. And I think that if Joylene's able to like force her bones back into place using her string and hold them there, I kind of think Joylene beats him low key. Like, because it becomes a matter of, like, stamina v stamina. Spider-Man's got stamina on deck, but I don't know how many times he could break Joylene's bones before, like, getting just smacked up by the string stand, right? So, yeah, we'll put him there. Jonathan Joestar. Never actually gets taken in by S.H.I.E.L.D. I think he just challenged Spider-Man to a duel, but he will get clean-bodied. Same with our boy Joseph. Josuke. How does Josuke scale to Spider-Man? That's a tough one. Okay, so Josuke's stand is faster than a bullet, but so is Spider-Man. Josuke's stand has alchemy, but he's already beaten Al. Josuke's stand in raw physical stats is stronger than Star Platinum. I think Spider-Man might also be, though. The issue... Okay. I'm gonna have to do some quick science. Can Spider-Man dodge a bullet? Yes. Okay. Okay, evidently he can. Cool. Thank you, Google. So if he's able to dodge bullets, but he can only dodge one, right? Like, he can only dodge one bullet at a time, but if Crazy Diamond's throwing, like, a flurry of punches at him, could he then dodge the entire flurry at close combat? He'd have to leap backwards, but if Star Platinum's holding on to him, so I guess, or not Star Platinum, excuse me, Crazy Diamond. So I guess now we have to look at, how strong is Crazy Diamond? Oh, but you know what? Spider-Man does also have a healing factor. His healing factor makes it so that he heals 168 times faster than the average human. I did the math on that. Is comparable to Star Platinum. Can easily punch through the abdomens of 2 people at once. Capable of surprising a... Okay, sure. Man, I hate to be that guy. I genuinely hate to be that guy. I kind of think Josuke... Okay. I think I'm going to put him in solid 50-50. It's very, very close. I almost want to throw him into Taken In by S.H.I.E.L.D. But I think the physical stats plus alchemy combo well enough together to catch Spider-Man on unawares to make it a very 50-50 fight. It really, sincerely just depends on how quickly Josuke is able to end the fight. Because if the fight drags on, I think Spider-Man wins. Because the Spider-Man's also vapidly smart. He'd be able to figure out what's happening pretty quickly, right? He wouldn't be able to see Crazy Diamond, so there's a world where Josuke just auras him into oblivion. Does Josuke's stand go aura the way Jotaro's does? Well, let me know. I don't remember. But I think it's very 50. I think it's very, very 50-50. What is not incredibly 50-50 is Josuke versus Spider-Man. So Jotaro. So Jotaro can stop time. You know what Spider-Man can't beat? A motherfucker who can stop time. I think these 3 right now are at the top. This guy from Initial D, I can't imagine he does anything to beat Spider-Man. Kirito. You know what's the best part about Kirito? He uses 2 swords. You know what Spider-Man doesn't give a single flying fuck about? A motherfucker who uses 2 swords. Gets thrown to S.H.I.E.L.D. B-Star guy. To my understanding, is just like a wolf dude. Light Yagami. Alright. Let's talk a little bit about this. As in every tier list we have done in terms of strength, we're going to do this a bit differently. And we're going to do that from the perspective of, could Spider-Man beat Kira, aka catch Kira or deduce Kira's identity? Because if it's a fist fight, obviously Spider-Man wins. If Light learns Peter Parker's name, obviously Light wins, right? So we'll try to tie that into, could Spider-Man solve this case? So I actually still have the list of Spider-Man feats pulled up, so let's take a look. Because he had some intelligence feats listed here, I believe. He has webbing, that's speed. Okay, so we actually want to go down a little bit. Intelligence. Genius from a young age, creating famous webbing at 15 that not even top scientists have been able to replicate. Success in science continued throughout his life, designing many inventions, treated as one top scientist from Marvel Earth, often brought in to discuss very important matters with other top scientists, albeit from the level, far from the level of Reed Richards or Tony Stark's. So he stops a bomb, he breaks into a missile system and redirects it, builds a device capable of tracking Electro. So that's general intelligence. This is biochem, this is tech inventions, whatnot. 8 webbing modes, and then quick thinking. So what I'm not seeing here is detective work, right? So this is one reason I think Batman would be able to beat Kira pretty easily, but I don't think Spider-Man can. I think if it's a fist fight, if it's Light versus Spider-Man, obviously Light gets soloed. But if we're talking about could Spider-Man crack the Kira case, I don't think he does. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think Light would be able to figure out who Spider-Man is, simply because he doesn't have like the oh, actually, you know what? Maybe back half of Death Note, Part 2 Death Note. Maybe that Light would be able to like do some triangulation using the police equipment he's now has like privy to kind of deduce who Spider-Man is. But no, I think Light beats him but respects him, right? And I think just straight up, the reason he respects him is because he's throwing criminals in jail. He likes the heroes. But if he even kind of gets a hint that Spider-Man's going to try to oppose him, Spider-Man's gone, right? Monkey D. Luffy. Man, this is tough. This is tough for a couple of reasons. Look, I'll say it right here. Actually, it's not really that tough. If Luffy has access to Gear 5, he slams the fuck out of Spider-Man. Probably less harder than Ichigo, but still fucking hard. If we're talking about pre-Gear 5 Luffy, I think he still might. Luffy's feats are kind of batshit insane. Luffy was able to fight toe-to-toe with Enel, and Enel was literally made of light. And post-time skip Luffy was actually able to fight with Borsalino, and I think technically defeated Borsalino. This is, again, after going Gear 5. Borsalino's able to move through light. Yeah, no, I think Luffy slams Spider-Man. Meliodas! Spent 1,000 years in hell. Sick as fuck. Can he beat Spidey Sense, though? Huh? Can he beat Spidey Sense, though? Does he have a way to stop the Spidey Sense? Because if he fucking doesn't, he fucking dies, bro. He'll get taken in by S.H.I.E.L.D. mainly because I don't like him. I'm not even going to front. Hella bias there. Next one, Mob from Mob Psycho. Don't know, but I think Spider-Man solos. Natsu Dragoneel. Ooh, this is interesting. So here's the thing. Natsu is several times stronger than your average human. Way more durable than your average human. Spider-Man's also a little more durable than your average human and also has a healing factor. But the difference is that Spider-Man's webs wouldn't really be doing much to Natsu here. And Natsu post-time skip, like after the Grand Magic Games, and after the whole thing where they had to fight that Guild of Demons, Natsu gets disgustingly strong. Like able to take down a whole army strong. So I actually think Natsu beats him but respects him. Yeah, because the webbings get just bodied by the fire. Natsu is probably faster and stronger than Spider-Man towards the end of the series. Spider-Man might have Spidey Sense, but he's going to be able to... He would have to do a lot of jumping. I think it would also kind of depend on where it is they're fighting, right? Because, like, if there's a bunch of buildings and shit, like, if they're fighting in New York City, Spider-Man has a bit of advantage because he's able to, like, dodge away from things more cleanly. But if they're fighting in, like, an open goddamn field, like a lot of the fights in Fairy Tail are, then I think Natsu washes. We'll put him in beats him but respects him. Psyche K, no sign on. I don't even understand a world where these two would fight. I'm not gonna front. They're both high schoolers. I think they'd be best buddies. I don't know about best buddies. Psyche kind of hates other people. I think they'd be friends though. I think they'd definitely be friendly. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a goddamn fight. Psyche K's powers are immeasurable from the time he's a baby, and they only grow as he gets older. I think it's a wash. Straight up, I think it's a wash. Wow, I wonder where Saitama, the guy who can end any fight in one punch, will be going. Can y'all hazard a guess? Saitama washes this man, bro. Saitama beat spoilers for One Punch Man manga. 3, 2, 1. Saitama beats Garo, who fused with the creature that called himself God because his powers were from another dimension, right? So he was like a extra dimensional creature that Garo fused with. And Saitama still beat that motherfucker. So, that's crazy. I think Saitama washes Spider-Man. Don't know who this is. He just looks like a jobber. Gets bodied. This is, I think, Kenji from Eva. If he doesn't have the Eva suit, he gets bodied. Don't know who this is, but he gets bodied. Don't know who this is, but they get bodied. This is the guy from Trigun who gets bodied. Spike, awesome fighter, awesome guy, still just a dude, gets taken to S.H.I.E.L.D. Tanjiro has a sword, and that's it. Gets taken to S.H.I.E.L.D. quicker than anybody else. Wow, this tier list was way shorter. Alright, well, this is the tier list, you guys. A bit of a short one today. I think because I already talked about a lot of, like, I went in depth with a lot of these guys in the Batman tier list one. Here it was kind of less about how these guys' combat system works and how they would pair against Spider-Man. So much as just asking very simple questions, right? Like, can they deal with Spidey Sense? Because if they can deal with Spidey Sense, that immediately throws them into taken by S.H.I.E.L.D., I think, right? They would have to have absurd levels of durability, which none of these guys, save for maybe Aaron, don't really know about Aaron too much, do. So this tier list obviously looks a little bit better than the Batman tier list. Less people up here, but a lot more people who just straight up watch Spider-Man, if memory serves. But I mean, that just kind of makes sense, right? Spider-Man's a strong motherfucker. He's a strong motherfucker. But yeah, if y'all like the vibes, if y'all like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It does help me grow the channel. Let me know down below what other kind of tier lists y'all want to watch. Next week, I'm probably doing Spider-Man vs. Shonen Villains, which will probably go very similarly to Batman vs. Shonen Villains, but it'll be a fun discussion to have, right? It'll be a fun thing to talk about, and it'll be interesting to see how those villains can kind of deal with Spider-Man's capabilities, right? Because as we talked about here, like, Natsu, I think, got washed by Batman, but he probably beats Spider-Man. Like, straight up, he beats Spider-Man, right? But that's it for me. I will talk to you sweet, spicy, sexy ass motherfucking Spider-Man lovers next time. Deuces.